In this lecture, we will use Excel formulas using cell references to calculate the remaining monthly principal on a mortgage after a given amount is paid each month. Be sure to follow along by pausing the video where you need to pause in order to complete the tasks that are being discussed on screen. You should be able to create a spreadsheet of your own. To begin, open a blank spreadsheet in Excel. The completed example is also available for download so you can see what the final product should look like and the formulas that are used in it. In order to calculate the principal on loan, we will need several inputs, including the beginning principal, the annual percentage rate known as the APR, the frequency of how often the interest on the loan is calculated, and the amount of each monthly payment. I am typing these labels for those values in column A. Next to each of these labels in column B, I will enter in the actual values. Let's say the loan is for $200,000, so I enter $200,000 in cell B1. Say the APR is 5%, so type in 5% in cell B2. Usually interest is calculated monthly, so I will type in 12 for the frequency since the loan will be calculated 12 times annually. Let's make the monthly payment $1,200. Next comes our first calculation, the periodic rate. I will type in periodic rate in cell A5. This is the interest you are charged on the principal every month. The periodic rate is the APR divided by the frequency. Now I could just type in the formula equals B2 divided by B3 in cell B5 to calculate the periodic rate. However, Excel supports cell names when referencing other cells, so we are going to name our cells and use those names in our formula instead of using the cell location. In order to name a cell, click on the cell you would like to name. In this case, click on cell B2. In the upper left-hand corner, you will see in this entry field the current name of the cell B2, but you can enter another name. Since the value in the cell is the APR, I'll rename the cell APR by typing in the name box and hit enter. The cell has been renamed. Now name the cell B3 frequency. While we're at it, let's name the other cells as well. Name cell B1 principal and cell B4 payment. Name cell B5 periodic rate. Note, however, that Excel does not support spaces in names, so I'm going to use an underscore instead. So now cell B5 is named periodic rate. Now we are ready to enter in our first formula. Remember that a formula always contains an equal sign to let Excel know that you want it to calculate something. So in this cell B5, type an equal sign. To populate the formula, click on cell B2, then a slash for division, and then click on cell B3. The formula that Excel entered should display APR divided by frequency. Hit enter to enter the formula into this cell. The value should now display the value of the APR divided by the frequency. That completes the first part of our video series on using cell references and cells to calculate values in Excel. In the next part to this series, we will explore how to use these cell references and the difference between these kinds of cell references when you name a cell and using the actual cell location, such as B5 or B4, in your calculation. And we will see the differences between using those types of references for calculation. One more thing I do want to point out to you is that I'm going to click on the cell that has a formula in it. At any time, if you want to see what that formula is, you just need to click on the cell, and then up here in the formula bar will appear the mathematical formula that you typed in order to get the cell to calculate that particular value. Hope this was fun, and we'll see you in the next video.